All right. Good evening. How's everybody doing today? It's a pleasure for you to be here today. Once again, welcome to the 2024 Arkansas Jazz Heritage Foundation's 2024 Hall of Fame Induction Ceremony. Yes, indeed. So I am Kim Batten, a member of the foundation, and indeed a true lover of jazz. Anybody who knows me knows I love jazz. It's a pleasure to be your MC this evening. The Arkansas Jazz Heritage Foundation, including the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame, is dedicated to preserving, celebrating, and promoting jazz in Arkansas. We are excited about inducting 8 talented musicians and jazz executives tonight. And thanks to you and all the fans, these legends' work will be celebrated and etched in history forever. Yes. We are so excited to be celebrating 30 years of success for this foundation with our wonderful theme, A String of Pearls. Another round of applause. 30 years. Yes. And now it's a pleasure to let opening remarks from our president, Mike Cobb, who will also recognize attending Hall of Famers and board members, followed by James Thompson, secretary and original incorporator of the Arkansas Jazz Heritage Foundation. He will provide history and purpose and announcement of special recognitions as well, and the introduction of the String of Pearls musical tribute to recognize 3 decades of this remarkable foundation. Enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. We're so glad that you're here. It's going to be a fun evening, and the fun will start once I sit down. But first, let's recognize the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame Board of Directors, and we'll begin with the Vice President, Nan Renaud. Secretary-Treasurer, James Thompson. And our directors, Kim Batten, Sterling Ingram, Chalk Mitchell, Melissa Woods, and unable to be with us this evening, but here in spirit, is our other director, Gerald Sloan. Let's give him an applause. He's here! Oh! Yeah, I'm so glad. Very good. I know we have some previous year inductees in this group, so if you are a prior year inductee into the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame, would you please stand or raise your hand? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We will next hear from James Thompson. James is the founder and original incorporator and a key person in our 30-plus year history. James Thompson.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Not anymore. Right now, I'm speaking into the mic. not swallowing the mic, but speaking into the mic. I got a pose for Kim. So I'm up here as part of the program to do some acknowledgments. And what those acknowledgments are is about 20 years ago, we started a process of doing inductions with the state, with the state, this wonderful location, the old State House Museum, and that culminated an event that was down on 9th Street called the 9th Street Block Party, and I had written a grant for a heritage grant, and the old State House folks picked that up because they were doing the old Sweet Sounds 2 exhibit here, which is a historical perspective on Arkansas music. And Louis Jordan's piano was in that exhibit. Not Louis Jordan, but Scott Joplin, I'm sorry. But I was thinking of Louis Jordan because I want you to come up here, Daniel. Come on. Yeah, right now. I've got something to give you. Yeah, you're gonna have to roll it out. You're gonna have to roll it out. Okay. He's going to get some volunteers, and we're going to show this. And when we did the 9th Street Block Party, the theme was, of course, let the good times roll. And it was Louis Jordan's birthday, I believe, that we did this on. And we had a wonderful banner here that I present to the Arkansas Heritage because it's been in my office at home. And what happened was we left our banner at the event, and they gave me this one. So I'm really returning it back to them. Thank you, sir. And I got a couple other things for you, Daniel. Got to roll. As a tribute to this place, doing the event back 20 years ago, in commemoration of 9th Street, on May 22nd, I believe, of 2004, we inducted in this room Eddie Fisher, Scott Joplin, and Sal Bonner. And I believe Sal Bonner's widow is in the audience tonight. Would you please stand up and... Our widows do work and help us with this organization. We let them do that. And I'm just so grateful for Miss Bonner to the work she's done over the years with us and been on our board. Daniel, I got a couple other things for you now. It's not only we came back here 2 years ago, and we inducted 5 people. T. Roy Benton, Kim's father, P. Roy Benton Jr., T. Bill Craig, Irene Crutchfield, who has since passed away, Ken Walker, and Jackie Lamar. Is Jackie here tonight? I thought maybe she was coming. But that was in 2003, and we really didn't get in this year, of course, we are inducting Lester Les David Pack Jr., David Higginbottom. Benjamin Pruitt, L. Pruitt Sr. And you've already seen Junior tonight playing some music for us. Robert Ginsburg. I was just talking with Robert at the table and reminding him that it's his fault, along with other advisory board members, Shirley Chauvin, who's in the Hall of Fame, and others who helped that first 2 years of this organization to decide what we were going to do as a major project, and that was the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame. Look, I.J. Routon is here. Mr. C. Askew, right there. You saw him playing around. We got Tom Cox out tonight. And of course, in the big band, to my right, the founder of this swing band reunion, Miss Betty Ward. And I'm going to come up here and let Helene take a picture of us putting these plaques in the hands. So I included in this program a history that I can't really speak up here at the podium in the program. A complete history about the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame, how it got started, how we first got started in 1992 with my co-incorporator Blake Hendricks. And then we got this advisory board was part of the bylaws, and so we got an advisory board, and they came up with in '94 the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame. But in between, we gave Art Porter Sr. a Lifetime Achievement Award in 1993, and we have that for the heritage too, if you'd like it. This is a great honor. To be in this room again this year, and I'm really beside myself with this. And this is our 30th anniversary. We had cake back there, and I think it's all gone, Cam. It's just all eaten up. And you know what? What's the 30th anniversary gift? What is it? What's the 30th anniversary gift? I looked it up and I found pearls. I had one more thing to do, and that was to give out another tribute to a volunteer. This organization was formed 32 years ago, and to this day, it's an all-volunteer nonprofit. There's no paid staff. And we give tribute once every other year, once a year, to a person that puts in time and energy and a lot of work as a volunteer for this organization. And this person has been with us for the full 30 years of this Hall of Fame. And I would not be able to do my position without that assistance. So I'd like to bring up Melissa Hardin Woods as the 2024 Arkansas Jazz Person of the Year. Thank you. It's Kim Benton.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the 2024 class of the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame inductees. Tonight, we begin with fantastic drummer Claude Askew Jr., better known as CE. Now let's take a little bit about his life and career on this video. Thanks. Claude Askew Jr., better known as CE, is a dynamic drummer. He was born in Brinkley, Arkansas, and attended Brinkley High School in 1967 to 1969, and then graduated from Stuttgart High School in 1971. He then received a bachelor's degree from Henderson State University in 1989 and a master's in jazz studies from the University of Arkansas Monticello in 2016. CE was the house drummer for the Vapors Club from 1973 to 1977. Then from 1983 to 2004, he was the drummer for the prestigious United States Air Force Airmen of Note, featured on 42 national tours and 7 international tours.
Started a beginner band at Brinkley in the 5th grade. My dad and mom took all of us up to the Brinkley Christmas Parade one year, and I just went berserk over the drum line.
The Airmen of Note was featured at the International Jazz Association Convention, Midwest Band and Orchestra Clinics, and the Percussion Arts Conventions. These are just a few of the vast number of performances. CE served as percussion instructor at the University of Arkansas Monticello from 2011 through 2018 and as director of the Master of Music in Jazz Studies program from 2016 through 2018. He is currently the drummer for the Clyde Pound Trio and the Stan Kenton Legacy Orchestra.
Played in a road band for a while. Then I rejoined the Air Force in 1980. 1983, I joined the Airmen of Note and served there in that group till 2004. And that was really, I think, where my education really started because it was my first concert was at Constitution Hall, and 3,700 people, and you just had to just jump in the saddle and go for it. And,
Claude C.E. Askew Jr., a 2024 inductee into the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame.
It's always nice to be.
And now let's welcome C.E. Askew to the podium. Congratulations.
Testing, okay. Thanks very much for the honor. I tried to represent Arkansas as best as I could for the 24 years I was in the Air Force Band program. Played thousands of gigs, but it's always very special to come home. I'm officially an Arkansas Traveler. I was just, thank you. I was awarded an award just recently for a drummer, Arkansas Drummers Association, and now this is the cream of the crop. Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you, congratulations. Induction will be with Miss Betty Sue Chandler Ward and about her career. Thank you. Betty Sue Chandler Ward. Central High School in 1956. She then obtained credits from the University of Central Arkansas, eventually becoming an administrative assistant there. Her primary instrument is piano, though she was a church organist throughout her teens.
When I was 3 or 4, I sat down to the piano and just played Jesus Loves Me all the way through, which astounded my family, my parents and my grandparents.
Ward is proficient in many styles, though most associated with jazz, through her presence in such group as the Swing Band of Little Rock Central High School, Swing Band Reunion, and the Betty Ward Combo. Stylistically, she is influenced by Oscar Peterson, Stan Getz, Nancy Wilson, Ella Fitzgerald, Ray Charles, and, of course, John Ward, evidenced by commercial recordings with the Ward family singers, John and Betty Ward, the Betty Ward Combo, plus the For All We Know album in 2003, which included John Ward, Buck Powell, and Jay Pyatt.
Grade school, in the first grade, and my older brother, who was in the 4th grade, he was an upperclassman on the 2nd floor. Somebody said, do you know of anybody that can, the teacher asked that class, do you know of anybody that can play the piano to accompany us on a skit? And my brother spoke up and said, my sister can do it. And not knowing what the song was, what's the skit anyway, long story short, it was a skit to the tune of June is Busting Out All Over. And so I played in the 1st grade, my first public appearance, I guess. And then my advice to students, young kids today is practice, practice, practice.
Ward's first professional gig was with the Top Hatters at the Arkansas State Teachers College, now UCA. She performed in Branson, Missouri with the Barbara Fairchild Show and played at the Conway Country Club for 23 years. Ward founded the Swing Band Reunion from the original Little Rock Central High School band and has remained its manager for the past 23 years. Betty Sue Chandler Ward, a 2024 inductee into the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Betty. I'll bring this microphone to you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, you're happy to me. Thank you, everyone. I'm so honored to be included among all these fine musicians. My real claim to fame is all these guys out here and this one gal in the band, Nancy, and Mary Lou, who helps us in so many ways. Nan Renaud, who is also a member of the Hall of Fame. Anyway, my combo's going to play just a little tune right now. It's not what's written on the program, I'm sorry. I won't go into the details, but thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Congratulations. And next we will introduce the induction of the late Benjamin L. Pruitt Sr. And the award will be accepted by his beautiful Pruitt family that is here. Let's watch a video on Benjamin L. Pruitt Sr. Thank you very much. Benjamin L. Pruitt Sr. was a renowned alto saxophonist loved by fans from all over the world, including his native of Little Rock, Arkansas, and his second home of Detroit, Michigan, where he retired as an educator from Detroit Public Schools. Pruitt began his career in the early 60s after graduating from AM&N College better known as University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. He served as a teacher and musician in Magnolia, Arkansas, where he conducted award-winning bands for 5 years at Walker and Columbia High Schools. His life of playing music included his love of teaching music as well for several years. From Arkansas, he relocated to Detroit in 1966. His teaching career included directing Detroit Public Schools instrumental music ensembles at Wilson Junior High School, presently Phoenix Academy, Henry Ford High School, and the prestigious Cass Technical High School. Pruitt also directed the music program at the Cranbrook Horizons Upward Bound in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Pruitt toured nationally with the Joe Simon Rhythm and Blues Band, led by international jazz artist Charlie Gabriel, from 1969 to 1970. He was also the leader of his own 21-piece jazz orchestra, Ben's Friends, for more than 25 years. The orchestra performed regularly throughout the metro Detroit area and performed at the Detroit International Jazz Festival in 2000 and 2004 and at the Birmingham Jazz Festival in 2006. Pruitt loved family. His wife of 57 years, Caroline, and 2 adult children, Pontus, and his son, Benjamin Skip Pruitt Jr., who also plays the saxophone like his father.
My dad was always very active musically. As an educator, you know, he had a great impact on a lot of his students that were not only musicians, but that were like pillars in other professions. So I watched, you know, his work in music and through his bands and how he inspired students just to be the best, no matter if they were musicians or not.
All of the students that he taught, the thousands, they were a family. They were just, my children shared their dad with him. And he loved music. That was his heart. That was his life.
My dad was like the quiet storm. He wasn't the type of person that, you know, he wasn't, you know, he didn't toot his own horn. His work spoke for him, you know. I know that he would be extremely proud of the honor.
Even though we moved to Detroit, Arkansas, Little Rock was always home. Ben had, he never forgot home, and he always loved being there, and for him to be recognized by his peers and by the wonderful people of Arkansas just warms my heart. I couldn't be more thrilled. He would have been so happy.
Benjamin L. Pruitt Sr., a 2024 inductee into the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame. Congratulations, and let's welcome the family of Benjamin L. Pruitt Sr.
Good evening. As you know by now, I am Caroline Pruitt. It is an honor for me to greet you this evening. To the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame, to the board members and its affiliates, to the honored honorees of the class of 2024. It's my pleasure to be here. Ben would have been so thrilled to be accepted by you and to receive this prestigious honor. From the bottom of my heart, on behalf of my family, we thank you.
Welcome back. Thank you so much. I shall say, I did a little research about the glitches in the videos. We owe you an apology. The videos are clear and clean. They're online, so there's some technical difficulties there with the connection. But we will have these videos online at arjazz.org, and you will be able to see them. And of course, we'll post them on our Facebook page too, Arkansas Jazz Heritage Foundation. Okay, so please forgive us for that. Thank you so very much. Again, we are so excited about this year's 2024 Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame ceremony. The Arkansas Jazz Heritage Foundation hosts these awards every 2 years. We encourage you to check us out at our website that I just mentioned at arjazz.org. And also check us out on our website. Please like us on our Facebook page at Arkansas Jazz Heritage Foundation. And now we will continue to recognize our honorees for this evening. Next, we have the dedicated jazz curator, Robert Ginsburg, sharing now his remarkable achievements. Thank you very much. Robert Ginsburg grew up in St. Louis and attended the University of Missouri in Columbia, migrating to Fayetteville, Arkansas in 1976. 3 years later, he started broadcasting his Friday night Shades of Jazz on station KUAF, which became the University of Arkansas's NPR affiliate. Today, it is one of their longest running programs.
It's very exciting to be part of the Hall of Fame. I've worked with a lot of the people there, and we've collaborated on several occasions, so somewhat of a surprise. I'm not really a musician, but I've lived in the world of jazz for the last 50 years, and I'm just glad to be able to put my name on the roster with some of my heroes, really.
In 1992, Ginsburg founded the Northwest Arkansas Jazz Society, or NAJS, and continues to serve as executive director. The same year, he was named jazz curator by the Walton Arts Center, where he started a subscription series for nationally touring artists. Outreach often included workshops and master classes.
I've always loved music, and I came into jazz in the late 60s, really. You know, prior to that, I was a child of the 60s listening to rock and roll and Jimi Hendrix, and I came into jazz through the back door, really, and not unlike a lot of people of my generation. It was when Miles Davis released Bitches Brew, and John McLaughlin was on that Chicoria, and it kind of was a bridge between the music I was listening to and jazz, and from then on I was hooked.
In 1994, he started the NAJS Summer Jazz Series to showcase local and regional talent, which broadened to include an educational component, eventually funding scholarships for more than 80 students to attend the Jamie Ebersole Summer Jazz Camps.
A lot of people don't even realize how rich the history of Arkansas jazz is, from Louis Jordan and Bob Doro, and the list goes on, and almost all of these cats and gals have been recognized by the foundation, and I think it's brought an awareness and exposed more music to people who otherwise would not have been able to appreciate it.
In 2016, Robert launched what's called a Jazz Education Initiative, whose flagship program is the National Arkansas Jazz All-Star Youth Ensemble, featuring clinicians and guest soloists of renown. The same year, he was the recipient of the Jazz Journalist Hero Award, meant to honor jazz advocates who have had a significant impact on their community. In 2011, he received the Arkansas Governor's Award. Robert Ginsburg, a 2024 inductee into the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame. Please welcome Robert Ginsburg. Congratulations.
It's nice to come down off the Ozark Plateau and hang out with you River Valley dwellers every once in a while. And it really is kind of a unique sensation to be sharing this honor as probably the only non-musician among this group. I am not a musician, but I've been fortunate enough to lead a life promoting and presenting jazz and hanging out with what I feel are the most interesting people in the world. They're dedicated, they're funny, they're crazy, and I'm talking about jazz musicians, you know that. So the affiliation with our organization and the foundation goes way back, as James alluded to earlier, and we kind of grew up together promoting this music. And over the years, what I've learned is a lot of people, just in the general public, like the idea of jazz, but not many of them know what the music is. So that's why I feel like it's important for organizations like the Foundation and the Northwest Arkansas Jazz Society to bring this music to the public, and particularly to bring it to the youth, into the schools. Students that want to study music, eat this up with both hands when it's there for them. And for me, that really is where the future of the music lies. Among the youth and among the young musicians. So I want to thank the foundation and all of the board members for continuing to carry the torch. I also want to pay particular thanks to one of my mentors, a great teacher, a great musician. He couldn't, in spite of the fact that he couldn't be here, he is here, and that's Jerry Sloan right over there, who he has inspired so many people, so many musicians and fans as well. Jerry's been a great mentor of mine as well. I also want to thank KUAF Radio, the National Public Radio Station, where I've been doing a show for 45 years, for providing a platform for me to bring this music to more ears. And finally, to my wife, who has endured all the trials and tribulations of being a jazz widow, but she's also enjoyed the benefits of being a part of our tribe. Thank you.
Congratulations. And next, we have great pianist Tom Cox. We take a look now at his outstanding background and career in this video. Tom Cox was born and raised in Little Rock, Arkansas, graduating from Hall High School in 1966. He graduated from the University of Indiana in 1970, then moved to Cleveland, Ohio, where he received a master's degree in composition at the Cleveland Institute of Music. Tom performed in Ohio with the likes of Freddie Hubbard, Kenny Davis, Joe Lovano, and Cannonball Adderley. After returning to Little Rock in 1980, he worked with a variety of groups and musicians, including Roseanne Vitro, James Leary, and Dave Rogers. Tom started the first courses in the Jazz Studies program at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, where he was Director of Music Theory and Jazz Studies from 1996 through 2001. He also participated in numerous recordings in both Cleveland and Little Rock, offering very eclectic musical influences, including an East India Plus jazz mix.
My sister wanted to take piano lessons, Before that, when we didn't have a piano. When I go to my grandmother's house in Mississippi, she had an old upright piano. And I always loved going in there, terribly out of tune, but I loved going in there and taking the old stool that spin around and get high enough up that I'm about 4 or 5 and playing on the piano there. Just enjoying the sound, just experimenting with the sound. I've been here in Little Rock since 1980, and that's when I discovered there was a jazz scene here. I was just surprised. And so I started meeting players here then. And I started realizing there are a lot of good players here, and more began to come here. So it's an honor to say how wonderful it is of James Thompson to have worked, to been one of the founders of the Arkansas Jazz Studies program, and to work so hard at it for I don't know how long. I don't know when it quite started, but I think it maybe started while I was here. But I don't think it started before I got here. But James is to be commended for so much.
Tom Cox, a 2024 inductee into the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame. Welcome Tom Cox to the stage. Congratulations.
Well, this is really quite an honor. I didn't know each of us were going to speak tonight, so this is quite impromptu. I think 2 things I'm going to say. My biggest fan was my wife, who passed away in 2021. And of course, I miss her greatly. But I think this evening for me, the being here is not only an honor to receive from you all, but I'm here to honor her also, because she was such a force in my life. Another thing that came to mind tonight was, and it's been alluded to as people talked, you know how all of us musicians or wives of musicians or husbands, we're all members of some other organization. And so with that organization, they have meetings at times and gatherings, and they're social. And you go to them and you're with your colleagues who you appreciate for the most part, and you feel that you're part of an organization, and there's a certain ambiance to it. I've done the same. I was a university professor for many years. I taught in Cleveland and I taught UALR here, and so we had faculty meetings and special award ceremonies. And then as musicians, you know, we often, one of the places you get to at least to earn some money playing the most would be wedding receptions, wedding anniversaries, these sort of things. So you're there, and of course you're playing for a group of people you often don't know, but they know each other, because there's a family. It's their family unit, and then the extended family, all the friends, and they're all there, and you sense their love for each other, their sense of a bigger whole family. Or you go somewhere else, and or you're with somebody else who's at their event, and you're kind of there, and you don't know the people, but you're looking around, and you get a sense of, well, this is an organization. These are people that somehow they're brought together, and some of them know each other, and some of them don't, but they have this sense of community, let's say that. But it's very different when we come together. It's very different. I don't know if you can feel it. I know some of you can, and it's been alluded to earlier tonight. Now, I know about a third or a fourth of you. So the other ones, I don't know, but I've heard, and I get to hear you play tonight. Wonderful. It doesn't matter whether I know your name or your face or not, whether you're the spouse of a jazz musician, whether you're the musician yourself. There is something about, as Ginsberg said, being around persons whose lives love jazz so much that is quite unique, because I find that when you're with those who are truly not only dedicated to the music, but the music moves something so deep in them, they have to do it. They have to play it or they have to listen to it. And so we're all like that. So what brings us together in that sense is something much deeper than just identification with an organization. It's that spirit that is in the music, that comes up in us, flows through us, given to us, we give back, reciprocal like this. That, for me, unites us in a way that, like nothing else. You know, I feel like here tonight, I'm with persons who really understand me, that part of me that's the deepest part of me, you know, the deep level from where all that comes out of. And it's hard to talk about that, but we know, I think you know what we're talking about here, that's down in there. So it's wonderful just to be in your presence and be with you. Thank you very much for this award this evening.
Thank you, Tom. Congratulations. Okay, our next inductee is David Higginbotham. Let's take a look at his video.
David Higginbotham is a proud bass guitarist. He says he's an Army brat who moved to North Little Rock from Tennessee after his dad retired. He graduated from North Little Rock Northeast in 1976, then received a bachelor's degree from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, or UALR, in 1983, and a master's in jazz studies from the University of Arkansas Monticello in 2019.
It's a great honor to be recognized by your peers, you know. I feel like I'm a big fish in a small sea over here in Arkansas. But it's good, I'm in good company. There's some great musicians in Arkansas, and I'm glad to be included as somebody in this Hall of Fame.
David played bass in a rock band for several years until attending UALR, where he discovered classical music, including vocal and jazz. Eventually, he mentored in the art of jazz bass by Dave Rogers and Tom Cox.
When I was about 9 years old, my dad said, "Would you want me to get you a guitar?" And I said, "Well, how about a bass?" And he said, "A bass? How come?" So, well, then we'll have a band, because my oldest brother played guitar and the middle brother played drums. I thought, well, I'm the designated bass player. So, and that's what we did. We played together a lot. And, so that's how I chose the bass anyway.
David has performed with the likes of Gary Gazaway and recorded with musicians as diverse as Bob Boyd, Pat Henry, and trombonist Sim Flora, as well as recordings under his own name, This Is My Heart 2007 and Blues on the Corner 2017.
When I was in high school, I got recruited into a rock band called Gibraltar. And we went from, like a garage band to playing proms at the high schools, to playing all original music and doing like the college tour circuit mostly. And we ended up, backing up people like Styx and Pure Prairie League. That's back when Vince Gill was singing with them, and Pat Benatar, the Guess Who, just some sort of popular bands of the day. And we never did hit it really big. I mean, we felt like we were getting close. But when I got into college, I started studying classical music and wanting to get into jazz.
David enjoys adding his own lyrics to jazz standards and teaches music at Forest Park Elementary when he isn't playing gigs.
Go and hear people play live. That's really important because it inspires you to want to play.
David Higginbotham, a 2024 inductee into the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame.
All right, please welcome David to the stage.
Congratulations, David.
Well, this is great. Thanks for everybody being here and witnessing this. Being a jazz musician is, you feel like sometimes it's a thankless art, you know. It takes a lot of effort to become proficient on an instrument, proficient enough to really express yourself in a meaningful way when you're interpreting a jazz standard or whatever. So you have to kind of enjoy the journey, you know. You have to try to say, well, I'm just going to be a little better today than I was yesterday, and just keep working at it. And if you enjoy the journey, then it's just a beautiful thing to be a part of. And you know, you along the way you meet a lot of kindred spirits, and that's the beauty of this art form. Is there some just wonderful people that you get to play with. And you know, when I was playing rock music and I have to mention Tom Cox, who just was inducted into the Hall of Fame. He really just took me under his wing and showed me how to play. I didn't know what I was doing. I showed up to a gig with him and I felt like I was walking into France and they were speaking French and I had no idea what they were doing. And he was patient enough to, you know, and that's the way this music is passed down from one musician to another. It's you can't learn it in a book. You have to play with other musicians, and so I think Robert Ginsburg said the tribe. You have to be just welcomed into the tribe and be brought along into this art form. And I'm so happy that you all enjoy listening, those of you who don't play. And this is a great honor to be recognized by my peers, people that I respect. So thank you very much.
Congratulations to David. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next inductee is the wonderful jazz guitarist Les Pack. Let's check him out here on this video. Lester David Pack Jr., better known as Les Pack, is an extraordinary jazz guitarist born in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, where he graduated from high school in 1978. He later completed his bachelor's degree at Henderson State University in 1983.
Well, I will say I think it's the greatest honor of my entire life. I have two sides in my life in music. If you could see the posters in my office, you would see the John Coltrane posters. I actually did a thesis for my master's degree on John Coltrane, so he has totally influenced my life completely. And then, of course, the guitar players, you know, Pat Metheny, the Wes Montgomerys, you know, Tal Barlow's, and the Pat Martinos, and the Jim Halls, all of the jazz guitar players that really influenced my life.
Les is currently a professor of music at the University of Arkansas, Monticello, where he teaches music theory, jazz band, as well as jazz guitar and bass.
I just finished my 40th year of teaching. I never thought I would make it that far, to be honest with you.
Due to his extensive credentials conducting, composing, and arranging with regional high school bands in Arkansas and Texas, Les was inducted into the 4 States Bandmasters Hall of Fame in 2019.
I have had so many incredible students. It's just amazing. One of them was Trent Harmon, the winner of American Idol. Every one of the ones that became music educators, it fills my life. It's just been so good.
Les performed with the Dave Rogers Trio at the Afterthought in Little Rock, as well as Clyde Pound at the Ohio Club in Hot Springs, and he's been a regular at the Hot Springs Jazz Festival. Lester Pack a 2024 inductee into the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame.
Congratulations, Les. We look forward. Please come forward. Thank you.
I'm not going to let him get away. Well, I just want to thank some people. First of all, I do consider this to be the greatest honor of my life. I just want to thank some people tonight. My parents, David and Paula Pack in Pine Bluff. My mother was a choral director at Pine Bluff High School for years, and then as she started having children, my brother's here tonight, she started becoming a junior high choir director and then an elementary school choir director and kind of moved her way down. And my father, who some of the people here know tonight, was a microbiologist by trade, but he also played jazz guitar, of course. And that's where I got it from. And he went to Pine Bluff High School as well, and his best friend growing up was Jim Ed Brown, the country singer. And they played together all the time. He played at Jim Ed's parents' club, the Trio Club in Pine Bluff. I don't know if anybody remembers that or not. He got to play with Elvis Presley there and many other people that would stop by and play. But anyway, I kind of grew up in a musical house, and it was really something very special, to be honest with you. Like I said, my brother Bill Pack and his wife Shelley and my niece Meredith are here, and Uncle Tommy and Aunt Kay are here, and my friends Greg Lisenby and Steve Cross and Beth Madar and Tom Clary are here. And there's one friend that couldn't be here because he's had some health problems that I got to teach with for 27 years, and that was Mr. Gary Meggs, who's very special to me as well. One last thing is you can see the picture in the program of me playing guitar left-handed. That is not how I play guitar. I am right-handed. I am not cool enough to play left-handed like Jimi Hendrix. So anyway, thank y'all so much.
Congratulations once again. All right, wonderful. And now we have our final award inductee for this evening, but we have more music for you before we go for the evening. We have the great sultry jazz vocalist and educator, Dr. Irma I.J. Routon. Let's take a look at her video.
Dr. Irma I.J. Routon was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. She graduated from the University of Chicago Laboratory School in 1963, then attended Los Angeles City College in 1985. She later received a Bachelor of Music in Composition from the University of Southern California in 1988. After returning to Little Rock, I.J. received a master's and doctorate in education from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock with her dissertation entitled The Show Choir as an Agent of Change. I.J. has performed as vocalist in London and Bradford, England, various cabarets in New York and Los Angeles, in addition to various venues in Little Rock and Hot Springs. She has been a champion for show choir throughout her entire professional career. I.J. currently serves as the Fine Arts Coordinator for the Little Rock School District and Director of Voices Without Borders, an elementary honor choir that specializes in solid gold music from the 60s and 70s by African American artists. IJ was inducted into the Arkansas Music Educators Association Hall of Fame in 2010 as a teacher and in 2017 as an administrator.
Playing music since I was about 4, and I took piano lessons from this wonderful lady in Little Rock named Edith Flakes. And she let me do all sorts of things I wanted to do, and I would play Bach the way I wanted to play. And she said, "That's nice, Ermagene, now play what's on the page." So I have been wanting to do music my way for a very long time, and I finally decided after a while that, well, actually it occurred in college that I was, as they say, called out. And then I started singing in front of people, and next thing I know I was in Nashville, and then the next thing I know I was in New York, and next thing I know I was in Europe and LA, and then I came back home after 30 years of being everywhere and doing some of everything, you know, from background singer to being opening act to doing jingles and commercials and stuff. So Bill Russo, he was a trombonist and arranger with the Stan Kenton Band. He's the first one who told me I could write. I didn't know I could write. I did, and I was also a vocalist and did some piece with him called Civil War Songs After Lincoln, and got introduced to Duke Ellington, and I don't know, Bill Russo is the beginning of it, and Wes Abbott at LACC, who gave me the opportunity to conduct pieces that I had written, and my instructors at USC. And, you know, even before I started that list, as I said, it has to be God, because God put me here and put the music in me and told me to bring the music out and share it. So God first, and then those teachers. Completely honored for this privilege. I'm really speechless about this because, you know, when you get honored by something, it means people have been looking at you for a while. And I really was unaware that people were even looking at me. So I'm really honored to, and especially to be in this particular class with some people I've known since I've been back home and really admired their musicianship. And so it's truly an honor to be included in this year's inductees.
Dr. Irma I.J. Routon, a 2024 inductee into the Arkansas Jazz Hall of Fame.
And please welcome Dr. Irma I.J. Routon to the stage. Congratulations.
You know, when you hear a whole bunch of nice words told and said about you, sometimes it's your eulogy. And all I can say is I think I said plenty of it there, but Tom summed it up. It is a tribe and it is a vibe. And to be away for 30 years, and I'm back 30 years, and like him, I know lots of people in this room. I've got classmates from the class of 1963 are here, and I know some other classmates back here. You know, it is indeed an honor, and I have two specials here. I'm here with my tribe. My music educator and arts educators from Little Rock School District are here, and my family's here. So let's give them applause, because they make me look good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give all of our inductees, 2024 inductees, a round of applause. What a beautiful day, beautiful evening, a beautiful day in history.